What is good, everyone? Chago from CatchYourGame here, and in today's video we have another computer build for you guys. Sorry I haven't done one in a long time. I know you guys like my computer build videos, at least I hope you guys do. Now just to let you guys know something, this is a 4K ready PC, yes, but it's not going to be able to max out games, like max settings 4K quality. Now I could play 4K medium, 4K maybe high, but just getting it out of the way, no max settings. That's not going to happen. So, yeah, sorry about that. But anyways, also, if you do want to change anything in this build because you don't think it's, good enough or something, you think I chose the wrong part, go ahead and do it, alright? But anyways, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into this build. Coming in with the processor, we have an i7-4790K. This is a really good processor. I mean, it's fairly new. It's been out for a few years. It's stock locked at 4 gigahertz, which is really fast if you don't know. It's 64-bit, which is pretty good. It's overclockable also, just in case you might want to try maxing out games. You can probably max out some games like Counter-Strike 4K, but definitely not games like Grand Theft Auto. But if you want to overclock it and try to max out Grand Theft Auto 4K, be my guest. But I mean, I wouldn't try. But it also has integrated graphics. The Intel HD graphics 4600, which is actually really good. You can max out games such as like Call of Duty World of Wars, you see right here, Counter-Strike, things like that. So it's a pretty good little graphics card if you're playing games that don't require a lot of power, and you don't want to use the power of your graphics card. But anyways, yeah, it's a really good processor, solid, lasts you a long time, put together really well. Coming in with the motherboard, we have a Gigabyte GA B85M DS3H Micro ATX motherboard. Now that's a pretty hard name to say, but anyways, it's a really good motherboard in my opinion, put together really well. Now they are kind of cheap, but like I said, put together really well. And now in my opinion, I think Gigabyte makes some really good motherboards, so I always like to go with them when I tend to try to go a little bit cheap, but still good. Now it has 4 RAM slots, which is really good. Never, RAM, you always need to upgrade RAM as we keep going on in the future. Right now, you don't need anything really over 8 gigabytes. But this motherboard supports up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, which is way more than enough right now. 16 gigabytes is honestly the most I would go with right now because there's no reason to even go past 8. But 16, it would make your computer a lot faster. Now there's no SLI support, but it doesn't really. If you really care about that, then yeah, sorry about that. You can, like I said, you can change the motherboard. Anyways, like I said, Gigabyte make really good motherboards for a cheap price. Coming with the RAM, we have Crucial RAM, which is actually really good. It's put together really well, and like I said, if you're going for cheap RAM, it's actually like the best RAM to go with. But it's 1600 megahertz, which is actually really fast if you don't know. It's 8 gigabytes of RAM. More than enough right now. It's actually a good amount. Some games are actually recommending 6 gigabytes these days, which is actually pretty high. So you might want to start upgrading on the RAM. But 8 gigabytes as of right now is actually pretty good, and it doesn't use a lot of power, which is good because you don't want a computer that uses a lot of power, unless you have like a crazy power supply. But it is put together really well, really fast. It can, it's going to help you max out a lot of games in 1080p. I didn't actually address that, but this computer can actually run, it could probably max out almost every game in 1080p these days, but just not 4K. But yeah, Crucial RAM, it's actually really good, cheap, put together really well, really fast. For the hard drive, we are using a Seagate Barracuda 1TB hard drive. Now this has 7200 RPM because 7200 RPM is actually crucial for running games like Grand Theft Auto, like in order to actually pull it, like launch the game fast and stuff. It has 64 megabytes of cache, which is good. But 1TB right now is a good amount, but for games these days, they're getting pretty big. So you might want to start upgrading hard drives. But like I said, if you want to trade out this hard drive and get a 2TB hard drive or an SSD, be my guest. But I just kind of wanted to do the 1TB in this build because 1TB is still a good amount of space. You can store a lot of games on it. But like I said, games are getting bigger and bigger these days, so you do want to upgrade your hard drive. Coming in with the part that you guys have all been probably wondering so far is the graphics card. Now the graphics card we're going with today is the GTX 970. Now this graphics card is actually really good, can play any game 1080p maxed out these days. And also it's pretty good at 4K gaming, but like I said, you can't max out games, not a lot of games at least, with this graphics card in 4K. But like I said, you can play in 4K on medium and high settings, some high, mainly medium. But it has 4 gigabytes, which is good for memory. It's DDR5 and it's 1.05 gigahertz, which pretty fast. There's a fan in it, which is actually good, so that it doesn't get hot really fast or anything. But this graphics card can play a lot of games, like I said, 1080p maxed out these days, as for 4K, medium to high settings. But in my opinion, this is a really good graphics card. It's fairly new, And to me, I think GeForce is better than the Radeon series. A lot of you guys are probably going to disagree with me about that, but you know, like I said, this is kind of like my opinion build as for like a really good 4K gaming computer under $1,000. But yeah, like I said, GTX 970, one of my favorite cards actually out right now, other than, you know, like the 980 and stuff like that. But this is a really good graphics card, and it's really cheap, it's put together really well, and it's seriously going to last you for years down the road. Now for the case, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me about, but I like the case. Like I said, you know, I've already said this a lot too, it's kind of, you know, like my opinion build, but, you know, go ahead and change it, because you guys are probably going to disagree. But I'm going with the Zigmatic Recon ATX mid-tower case. It's a really good case, in my opinion. It's put together really well. It has, you know, USB slots. It has a lot of space. I mean, as it is a mid-tower, but it does allow some good airflow and room for upgrades and stuff like that. And also, it looks really cool. But not much to say about a case, and it doesn't include a power supply if you're wondering. But not much to say about it, like I said. But anyways, yeah, it's a pretty good motherboard. It's a pretty good case in my opinion. Now for the last part, we have the power supply. Now we are using a 750 watt power supply because the GTX 970, the i7-4790K, they use quite a bit of power. And this is just to make sure that your computer doesn't melt or anything. Now it's made by EVGA, which is, you know, my personal preference for any computer part that they make, at least. I like EVGA a lot. 750 watts, it's really good. This is actually way more than enough than you need. It's just to guarantee the safety of your computer. Has 80 plus bronze, which is, you know, good. But like I said, not much to say also about a power supply as for the case, you know. Has one fan, but this power supply, in my opinion, is really good. It has a 4.6 star rating out of 5 stars, so that just shows you that it's really good. And EVGA makes really good things, puts them together really well, and they're really strong, and this will last you for a long time, like many years. But anyways guys, hope you guys enjoyed my computer build video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If not, leave a dislike and tell me why in the comments you disliked it. Also, if you have any disagreements with me, make sure to let me know in the comments. Anyways guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video.